Hi, welcome back to another episode of Hailey and It's a Bit, as the name suggests. My name is Hailey and I come to you from Tennessee, where I love my fiance, dogs, and a cat. And yeah, that is usually how I introduce myself. But I believe this is episode 6 or 7, and we'll just get started, like jump right into it. I tried to film this the other day and it just did not want to work for some reason. When I uploaded it, it kept erroring and I couldn't figure out how to make it not do that. So I'll just try to redo it again and see how it goes. So I have one finished object, a few whips, some acquisitions, and some like maybe talking about what my plans are or thoughts. Hopefully you can help me kind of figure out what I want to do, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, the first finished object I have to show you, or the only one really, is they're kind of dirty because he wore them the other night. These are just a pair of 2x2 ribbed socks for my fiance, Daryl. He loves his socks, and so my usual like sock recipe for him now that I think I figured it out, is I usually, unless the pattern calls for different, I usually just do a long tail cast on because I'm able to do it loosely enough that it stretches just fine. I do 72 stitches, usually following Kay's counts, unless I'm doing like some sort of pattern. And Kay, the crazy sock lady, which I was inspired by her to do a 2x2 rib sock because she was doing them for her son Wyatt, and I was like, haven't tried that yet. So I decided to give that a go, and I think it worked out really well. This is just with like old stash yarn I got back at Hobby Lobby during their clearance during 2020 or 2021, one of those years. And it's the Patons Kroy socks. I believe this is the color Singin, the blues, and this used 104 grams was the total for my pair of socks that I knit him. So I usually do 20 rounds for the cuff, 70 rounds for the leg, and then just a regular heel flap and gusset, and the toe that Kate has in her pattern. But also I do I knit for 9 1/4 inches before I start the toe, and then usually I don't do as much as what the toe calls for or decrease it the same amount of what she calls for in the pattern. I think she says get down to like 8 stitches or something like that on each side, and I usually just get down to 12. I like around there, like 10, 12. I don't really remember exactly how many she says, but that's usually what I end up doing. And yeah, it works out perfectly. It fits his foot really well. I know exactly what I'm doing now, so it kind of just flows pretty effortlessly. But as you know, with Patons Kroy socks, they come in 50 little gram skeins. So I did for the toes, like it's dirty, so I'm trying to like stay back. But you can kind of tell with the toe, the color is a little bit different. I had to use some stash yarn. So that was nice to do. And I was able to take out the different colors that, you know, didn't match with that color scheme to get it, you know, looking like not too noticeable that you use different yarn. And then also you can tell these are different dye lots because the saturation is really different on them. But yeah, so I finished those on the 12th. So I'll finish those, was it Sunday? Yeah, I finished them Sunday because today's the 15th and it's Wednesday. But yeah, so I've got that done, so that's nice. But not really a but I've decided to cast on 2 socks in tandem. Oh, and I did forget to bring over my, no, I didn't forget. Okay, so I'll show you this sock first. It's in my Mountain State Stitches bag, which, side note, I believe she posted a story the other day of like a sneak peek for next bags, and they're all floral, like this just really cute floral print. So I'm really excited about that. I'm gonna have to keep my eye out open for that because I'm gonna try to stay back from buying yarn, but I don't have like a crazy amount of bags, so it's okay to buy bags, right? I was watching that darn hen this morning, and I can't remember what her name is, but I like her podcast. I love it. I always make sure to keep an eye on when she posts. But she was talking about how she is in a no yarn buy like era right now, and she's been buying a lot of bags because she's not buying yarn. I'm like, you know what, that's a good idea. I need to follow suit. But she has bags, so this is like her succulent bag. She had in a few updates ago, and in here I just have my Scranton Stitcher sock. So I got a sock set during one of her sales, and this is Nice-capades, and it's really pretty. It kind of reminds me of like chalk almost, but not really, sort of. And so her sock set is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. The main skein is 463 yards, and her mini is 92 yards because it's a 20 gram mini. And so far I've just got this much of it done, just the heel, not the heel, the cuff. I just did a long tail cast on, 72 stitches. Oh, I usually do with my socks, I forgot to mention, I do Chow-Goo 9-inch circulars on US 1.5, and then once I get to doing like 2 or 3 decreases in the toe, I swap over to magic loop. So that's what I've got going on here. Well, that's what I'll end up doing, but that's usually what I do with every sock. And I'm thinking I'm just going to use the mini for a contrast heel. I think that would be pretty neat. I haven't done that yet, so just like the contrast heel by itself. But yeah, so this is all I've got for this so far. I'm gonna do the Follow Your Path socks by Kay, the Crazy Sock Lady. I bought that pattern like a long time ago, and I decided I wanted to do it because I'm like in a sock knitting kick right now, and I kind of want to knit all the different patterns. So that's what I've got going on so far. I just did finish the cuff, which I'm going to do 20 rounds for the cuff, and then however many she calls for in the pattern, 70 or so rounds. And then my beginning round is just the it's just like a hexagon stitch marker that I bought in a little set when I went to House of Yarn in Nashville. So that is a whip that I took to work with me today. That was like my main go-to. This other whip I have going is in a Denim and Rain bag. I can't remember what the name of this bag is, but it was during her like mushroom collection update, and you can see the mushrooms on the inside. But this is holding some Opal yarn. This is just 4-ply yarn. I realized when I purchased this, after I received it, that the sock sets, or the Opal sock set that I've made Daryl recently, like before my fiance, it was a 6-ply, and this is only a 4-ply, but maybe he'll like it just as much because I think the Patons Kroy socks are 4-ply, so maybe he will enjoy it just as much. But I took a break on this because I was knitting on it at Mom's house, and I put this in my lap while I was eating dinner for a second, grabbing a bite to eat, and my mom's dog came up and took it and took all kinds of stitches off the needles. I was able to pick all of them up, but the beginning around stitch marker fell off, and I haven't had the mental capacity to try to figure out where it went, so I'm just kind of leaving it off for now. But I did, when it was on there, was this Cardinal Woodwork stitch marker that I got at Middle Tennessee Fiber Festival. It was like a 10-pack or something like that. And so far for this sock, I got the 20 rounds done for the leg, a long tail cast on, 72 stitches, because this is another sock for Daryl. And I've only got a few rounds done of the leg. I think I got like a little bit over 10. So I'm gonna probably do 70 and then move on to the hill. All right, so this other whip, I don't think I've done too much since the last time you saw it, but it is my Denim and Rain Art Deco bag. This was the first thing I ever purchased from her. but the bag was. These are my library socks, which is a free pattern on Ravelry, so I don't remember the designer name, but I really like how this pattern is coming along so far. And sorry if you can hear road traffic. A lot of people on this road have noisy trucks. But yeah, so this is with some Yarnable yarn that I got back in 2023, I think. No, I think it was 2022. I'm not really sure. It was either 2023 or 2022. And that was either like June, July, or August was one of those months. So I don't have the tag for it, unfortunately. But this is all I got so far. So I can't decide if these are going to be for me or my mom. We'll see once I get done with it. I'm sorry if you heard the dogs too. I don't know what their issue is. But they're fine. They're in the backyard and it's fenced in. So this is 64 stitches, and I just am still using the US 1.5, which is the 2.5 millimeter needle. And I did 20 rounds for the, or did I have to do 15? I don't know. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, I guess I did 15. I don't really know. It doesn't really matter. But I think I'm going to do like 40 or so rounds for the leg. Haven't really decided yet. We'll get to 40 and see how it looks. If I need more, I can do that. So the beginning of the round I have on here right now is this Hello Lavender stitch marker from her Agate, A-G-A-T-E. And I really like that one. I thought it went with it because it has like pink, and then I like that it's double-sided too. I think that's pretty neat. And then I haven't started this yet, but I'm really thinking about it. This is in a bag that I got from Middle Tennessee Fiber Festival. I can't remember the vendor's name, but she's the one that runs the festival, and she's also got her own like little shop and stuff. So I haven't cast it on, but this is with Explore Knits and Fibers and her Denali sock Acorn Stash, which I got from her winter market update from a few years ago. Might have been last year or the year before. I don't really remember, but I'm thinking about doing a pair of socks for Daryl in that, and I bought so I did a pattern called Favorite Sweater Socks for Daryl, and those were the gray ones I did in the Woolberry colors, which was sweatshirt and homebody, I believe. And let's see, it's like whenever I can't remember her name, but it was her birthday not too long ago. And most of the time when she releases sock patterns, she does it in like a small booklet. So she has 3 or 4 patterns per design. And then she also released 2 different like patterns that you can purchase. Like you can purchase either the cuff down or the toe up. And so I want to do one of her other socks. I think they're called like Harvest or something like that, I think. So that's what I'm thinking about doing with that. It's got like some cables and some moss stitch. So that is like a future plan. I'll show you my stash really quick, and then we can move on to the other things. This is not going to be like a super long episode because I really don't have a ton done, because I'm like a super fascinator, but I was pretty happy how fast it took me to do those 2x2 red socks. It only took me 2 weeks, a week like per each sock, which I'm getting faster. So it is just a matter of time that I am just gonna crush how fast I do socks. But my order from Backloop Yarn Co. came in. So she had these speckled sock sets, and so I got 2 different ones. I got Delphinium, and I think that's pretty darn accurate. I really love the blue tonal mini because it's like it's almost like a jewel color, a gem color or whatever. And then, yeah, this just has, the Delphinium It's like a light blue base almost, pretty much, and it's got green, purple, kind of like maroonish colors speckled throughout, and other shades of blue. It's gonna be really pretty. I'm excited to cast that on sometime. The other sock set I got from Backloop Yarn Co. is Gardening, and it comes with this pretty like gold mini, and then it is like a grayish blue base, again with some red, yellow, green sprinkles, speckles, whatever, throughout. So it's really pretty. And then this is one of the colorways that she was discontinuing, so I just got Zorg in her 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, which has a 400 yards for 100 grams, and it's just this nice green color that's got some yellow oranges speckles. So yeah, the sock sets have the 20 gram mini with it, which is, or 80 yards for the 20 gram. So that is all I got from Backloop Yarn Co. I'm excited to cast those on sometime, hopefully soon, maybe during summer sock camp, because I'm ready for that. And my order from Lach and Lou came in. I ordered the really, let me do one at a time here. It is probably not gonna show you it, but it is so cute. Look how little it is. It is a little bee on like a honeycomb. Super cute. And then I got the bee no. Oh, just so cute. I wish it would show you it accurately, but pretty excited about that. I use those all day Sunday. And yeah, so those are my acquisitions. I'm going to try not to buy anything except when I see Mountain State Stitches drop those flower bags, because I can't help myself. And we'll see how that goes. But I am like in a knitting, not rut, because I am enjoying my socks. But I really want to cast on a garment, and I just don't know what I want to cast on. Nothing is bringing like inspiration, like cast on energy, catching my eye, like I gotta cast this on right now. I did have like the Kami number 5 on my needles for the longest time. I decided to finally rip that out because I messed up picking up the stitches on the arm. And then I have the Cumulus T on my needles by Petite that I'm knitting in the Sandus Garn. 10 line, however you say that, and pearl gray. And I do still have that on my needles, but I picked that up yesterday and did a few stitches. I'm like, I can't do it. I just, not can't, but I just did not have the strong urge to. So I put that down, and I was like, I'll just wait until something, the UPS truck. Okay, they just drove past. That's why the dogs went crazy. So, yeah, I don't even know. My dogs are literally making me lose my train of thought. I just don't know what I want to cast on. I kind of thinking about casting on the Cartwheels pullover, because I bought enough to make it after I saw Kay make it, and I had some yarn. Like they had yarn on clearance, like a nice clearance price, and it was like in Sprinkle Heather, I think, or something like that. I don't know. It's like a purple color. It's not my favorite color, but couldn't beat it for the price. So I'm kind of thinking about casting that on. Kind of thinking about casting on maybe the Salty Air Tea or the Ranunculus. I just don't know what sounds good. I don't want to deal, what I have on my mind, if you have any suggestions, is I have in mind something that you do not have to put arm stitches on hold, okay? I don't want to put arm stitches on hold, and that's pretty much it. I don't want to put arm stitches on hold, but also, like, I'm sorry if my dogs are annoying you to no end. They still see the UPS truck like down there somewhere, I guess. But okay, so yeah, don't want to put arm stitches on hold. And then also what I have, yarn I have to be able to use for any so-called, I guess I can do the Tolsta. Like I have the Tolsta sort of going, but I have to put arm stitches on hold. So that's why I haven't started it. Or like gone any further than the collar. So yarn I have to work with is fingering weight yarn. I have a few that are, I have mostly 2 skeins, but I do have maybe 2 or 3 different quantities that are 3 skeins. So those are ideas. And then I don't think I have any DK weight yarn. The only DK weight yarn I have is just like 1 skein. I guess I could try to do the framework bralette again. I tried that last year and I just had the counts all wrong, so I had to rip it out, but the yarn is ready to go. I just need to get the needles back out. What other yarn do I have that I can choose from? I do have, like, I don't think you can do anything with 1 worsted skein of yarn, but I have a few of those for hats that I could accommodate for elsewhere. But that's pretty much it. Like, I don't have like a crazy, okay, so I do have a few, not a few, but I do have, I think 1 it's probably a sweater quantity, I'd say, of non-superwash DK weight yarn from Craft Me Not in the color Cafe. If you kind of can think about what color that is, it's like a cream beige color almost. So I do have that. That is not accounted for any kind of pattern. But yeah, if you have any thoughts, like, throw them out there, because I have been scrolling Ravelry nonstop trying to find any kind of inspiration as to something I want in it, but everything I find isn't the correct yardage for what I have. That I'm like tempted. So I don't know. I did knit the Rift a few years ago, and I didn't think I liked it at the time, but I think I actually did because it was so fast to do, and I really like the finished garment. So maybe I'll try to do one of those again. I don't know. It's so hard to say. I'm just so undecided because that's from bottom up, so I didn't have to put off any stitches or anything. So for like the arms that I was complaining about. And then I guess really quick, I'll talk to you about what I've been watching. So that's like my knitting dilemma that I was talking about earlier. What we've been watching is Birkin, I believe that is the name, on Netflix. I think it's like a new show about some podcasters that go to Scotland to solve a mystery or something like that. We're almost done with it. It's been pretty good. That was like the only like new TV show. We watched Ted Lasso on repeat sometimes. Vikings we watch on repeat sometimes. I personally have been listening / watching Harry Potter while I knit in the evenings before Daryl gets home. And then we watch Supercross and Motocross when those races are on just whenever they're on the weekends. So that is pretty much all we've been watching. Reading wise, I did just finished The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. You're sitting on it right now. It was pretty good. To give a non-spoiler recap on it, sorta, this woman inherits her aunt's apartment that is magical, and so it's just magical, and she meets a man, and it's kind of like the story about that. So that was pretty cute. Not very believable, but cute. And then my sister bought me Book Lovers by Emily Henry, and I was able to get into it at the current moment, or Funny Story or something like that. I think it's Book Lovers. It's her newest one that just came out not too long ago, and I really couldn't get into it, so I picked up People We Meet on Vacation instead, and I only got a few chapters in, but I am really liking it. I just haven't been in like the mood to read at the current moment, so I put it down because I just read when I want to, and I'll definitely want to sometime soon. But that is it for now, I guess. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I am semi-active on there. It's Hailey Knits a Bit, as the name of the podcast is, no spaces. And I will definitely follow you back if you follow me on there. And my name is also the same on Ravelry, but I have not been doing a fantastic job at keeping it updated. So I don't know how well that will go, but you can try if you want to. I go through spurts of actually being active on it outside of just scrolling aimlessly and favoriting patterns. But yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I hope y'all have a good rest of your week. Bye.